Welcome to Cars from A to Ziemer. I'm Dylan Ziemer. This is my dad.
David Ziemer.
And we are working on a 1940 Ford pickup truck. And I picked this out when I was 8 years old. Had no idea what I was getting myself into. Because I just know that the cars are cool looking. And I could build a Lego car, and no matter. It just. You'd see the commercials of the Lego maniacs just putting the car together. That's about how fast I could do it. Obviously, this is a little bit different. I started this when I was 8, and now I'm 34. So, 30,
26.
26 years of me uh, teetering around. We started in 1997, summer of that. There will be photos of that. Just a lot of different things that we have done over the years. Uh, so you will see me change just a little bit. I am probably going to be the same exact height, same exact hair over the course of this time, maybe a little bit more facial hair. But I started this because I wanted to do something with my dad, and although that is what we're doing, uh, a long way around, but we're getting there. And this is what's happening now: is that we have started assembling small pieces here and there on the main cab, and as soon as we get that done, then we can start rolling into more of making this look like an actual vehicle. And that's where a lot of the more of the technical stuff comes in, because you will find in this channel that I am going to be the one doing the layman's terms for a lot of things. I will not be able to tell you the exact technical detail. That is where my dad comes in, and he'll be able to tell you the rest of what we really need to do to this truck to get it running and moving. So,
I guess that's my cue. Um, Dylan's probably being a little hard on himself. I'm actually very impressed with the enthusiasm that he's shown lately. And I kind of put the blame on myself a little bit. He was 8 years old. He wanted to do something with his dad. And I was all for that. I knew what was going to be involved. He didn't. He thought it was going to be done a lot quicker than it was. Um, However, life got in the way, and we haven't been able to touch it for many years. But lately, we've made some big strides. There should be some photos showing how things were originally with this thing, and there will also be some photos on some of the work that we've done so far, including shortening the frame, which is a big undertaking, and we might have to redo that. We'll get into that in a later episode. Um, this originally was a 3/4 ton truck, and it has this really heavy duty frame that was wonderful, but it was 10 inches too long. So we're converting it over to a 1/2 ton because we like the sheet metal better on it, and he just doesn't need to haul that much. The 1/2 ton has a, like I said, a 10-inch shorter frame. We've shortened that up. That was many years ago, but we're going to recheck our work just to make sure, because the frame is the foundation. But some of the major things we have done a firewall on this. This gives clearance for what's going to be in there. We're not going back with the flathead V8 because it was all seized up, and both of us wanted a little bit more horsepower.
what's the engine that we're going to go with?
So we've got a small block Chevy. So any of you um,
Purists?
purists out there, I know you're going to be cringing, but at the time it was the cheapest way to go. Um, but we have a Chevy small block 400 that I was able to score for $10 because it dropped a valve, and we'll be showing that in a later video too when we disassemble. But so right here we're going to have the Chevy small block 400. This is a 350 that we're using to test fit everything. Behind that is going to be a turbo 400. And the big surprise that's going to be different from anything else is we've got a NP205 transfer case that's going to bolt onto the Turbo 400. This is going to be four-wheel drive.
We've got a lot of axles laying around that you might notice, and the reason for that is because we had an idea of what we needed to do with the truck, and then it had to take a different turn. So a lot of this, like I said, we're going to be Frankensteining this this poor vehicle, but it will look good when it's done. The big thing is that we are going to have to do some adjustments with our axles to fit the leaf springs, fit the size of the of the whole body of the car, as along with being able to get that four-wheel drive in there, because that is an important part of what we're doing, is making sure that that symmetrically works.
And one of the problems that we ran into is we had bought this axle years ago at the recommendation of somebody else. This is from a Scout 2, I think in 1982. As far as we can tell, it is the correct width. However, this is a passenger side drop. We need, screwed that up again. This is a driver's side drop. We need a passenger side drop. So we've got an axle from a Chevy truck here that is the correct side for the drop, so the transfer case drive shaft will line up. But this is the correct width, so we'll be stealing all the parts off of it and switching over to this once we narrow this down. But that'll be done in later also. Like I said before, we started the firewall, and then let's take it inside here. And Dylan can tell us what he's done so far and point out work in progress.
So, you can probably tell there is floor missing here. So what we've done is we've had to remove the floorboards, because not only is the firewall new, but the floorboards are also going to be new as well. Those are going to, we have already done a lot of bolting in place. We have not welded anything except the firewall. And that will eventually, after we've pieced all this together and made sure it looks good, we will finalize it with welding and all that. And then, only then can we start moving on to more of the body work and make sure that this is going to stop looking like something that you'd see in front of, I don't know, a dilapidated house. And so this will eventually have color to it that is not rust. And we will be having so many more pieces falling into place. It's all little bits, but you will see that over the course of time as we add things. We've had to do the corners on the back of the cab here, where we had to cut out the old pieces because of rust, and then new application of pieces that we bought. Same thing's going to go on at the front of the cab on the right hand side, or the passenger side, and that's going to need to be cut out. We have a new piece that we're going to apply to that. So there's not everything in this is going to be original, but like I said before, it's going to look really nice when we're done, and it's going to be a vehicle that I can actually use on a day-to-day basis if needed. If not, I can still show it off to people, and it'll look really nice. So the big thing is that my dad and I will have this done in a few years, but you will be able to see a lot of the stuff that we need to do to get this done, and it's going to help you if you're somebody who's working on something like this. On top of it, if you're not working on a Ford truck that is in this era, you are probably going to be working on a Ford coupe. It's going to be around this era, and that's going to have some crossover there. So hopefully this will help you, because we did not find anything online. This has been a very hard thing, and this is what really helped us inspire the videos to get this done, so that hopefully some of you out there that need help with it are going to get that help too. And you'll see the mistakes we make, and also the things that we do right, and that will help you learn, because we're learning as we go too. So yeah, I mean, that's what I've been working on in here.